under Mary's floor, there's new one under there. They had to take a couple of panels out, and I don't know what they did. They sucked out they won't kill anything down here. I think they had to suck out all the bees, bring them somewhere else, clean it all out under Mary's floor in that bedroom with all the stuffed animals, and then put a new piece of wood on. Because if you look at the wood, there's one new piece that goes straight across. Well, no, and then there's two pieces where that sand dent is. There's a few. That would have been where the floor was. But they've been replacing some wood as they need to. Because there's a lot, stuff like that. And they always paint it every couple of years. What else is home by these heavy drapes? Yeah. Oh God. Five. And then nobody knows. There's no record of who stayed. Well, no record anybody wants to give up. 75 to like 85. When the owners rented it out, and people would come and go. Families would come in. Oh, this is so wonderful. And then when shit hits the fan, they just run. And so there's probably about 10 renters right in there in that period of time. And there's no record of them really. So it would have had, they would have taken the wall down if they didn't use that room after 75. But that was a cute little bedroom. You could always reduce stuff, change things around in the bathroom right here, and then put a closet in there. You could put a closet in Mary's room that would stick out into Clara's room, because it's just how you work with what you have. You can always make it better than what it is. You're not stuck with the design as it is. You can always fix it. I think that the bathroom down here, there was a pantry. And that bedroom, Laura's bedroom, was the bathroom. Yeah, up there. That's what I had heard. Years and years ago. But they probably didn't need the pantry because they had this room here that was probably a pantry. See, there used to be a window there, that locked room. He's got all the computer stuff in there. This and that, the internet. That's why that's locked. DVRs and computers and this and that for the stuff. And then ghost hunting equipment. All that's just a lot of money. So, and they do hand that out during an investigation. Everyone will be able to pick what they want to try to use. These people have never used a piece of equipment before, and you hand them out. They don't really know what's about. But all that crap is in here. That used to be a window. That out. The bathroom window was right under that fan. Behind it, when you look there today, there's cracks in the wood. I covered that up to keep square cooler college. They covered up the basement windows because people were going in through there. So it's had a lot of, oh my God. Well then, let's see, after about 82 or 85, then this old couple bought it. So, I don't know if it was till like 92, about 10 years, maybe it was till 95 they lived here. Both of them, well, he was more deaf than she was. And they just loved the place. They were basically just renting, because, you have to buy the place for X out here, the land that's around here, they don't really sell you. They don't really sell you the land. They just sell you the house, and they keep the land. Then the house is, if you pay it off, it's yours. But if you die or miss your payment or whatever, the house goes right back to the owner. Yeah. So the old people who bought the house, and they think it's the land, but it's not. It's the owners. They have this stipulation in the paperwork that they own the land. Then self oil or something was found on the land, then they get that money. Not the people who own it. Anyway, so if you miss a payment or something, it goes right back to the people. It doesn't go to a bank or something. Last name Reese, Reiss or something. They own a lot of properties that way, and then that's how they make their money, because people are like paying. If you ask me, they're paying rent, and if they can make it to the end, they own the house. But if they don't make it, it goes right back to the owner, and they start over. Who's next? Yeah, a little scam going on here. Well, the old couple that was here was never going to get paid off. The way I see it is that they were paying rent for the last 10 years of their life. Because, the house loan, I don't know how much they paid, of course, I don't have that. But house loans are generally 30 years, and then you can get. So when I took out the loan on the house that I live in now, I don't know what up was that, 40? I'm not going to live till 70. So I'm not, in my lifetime, won't get paid off. So the life insurance, that's where your life insurance comes into play. Then whoever gets the life insurance can pay off the house. And then the house still goes away, and then they own it, like Marty. That's who I have it. Yeah, whoever you have it, wills to or whatever. But yeah, in like this case, it's Marty. So if I croak, then he'll get the life insurance policy, which is way more than what the house is still owed on it, and then he can pay that off, and then not have to pay a month. Bill to the bank, and then it'll get paid off. So the two old people over here, they were just paying rent, even though it was toward purchase. The way I see it is they're just paying rent because they're never going to live 30 years when they're already 80. Maybe they'll live to 110, but I really just doubt it. And he got pushed down the stairs all the time. Of course, everybody says he was drunk all the time. The ambulance was always here.
Really?
Yeah, getting called because he fell down. Those stairs are horrible. That owner needs to fix that. Doesn't have a furnace anymore. After the old people died, the house sat empty for, I don't know, 10 years. And the kids came through and ransacked it, took out all the electrical wiring, busted it up. And, oh my God, it was just a fucking wreck. Him and his lady friend in town here, she has something that she will not in this town. I think she's like the house and she too. She called him one night. Oh, we have to get out there. And it's a weeknight, and Paul's like, I ain't fucking going out there this time of night. And it's still a gravel road, and oh my God. And she knew something was up, and all the windows were taken out, all the furnace pipes were taken out, everything's laying around. They call the cops, and the cop comes out and says, they're not ransacking the house, this is pre-demolition. Tomorrow or the next day, they're probably going to bring a bulldozer. And, so Paul and his lady friend contacted the owner and said, how much do you want to buy the house? In other words, to stop the bulldozer. from coming in. And they got it stopped long enough, and then it just so happened to be that Dan found out about it, who didn't know any of these people at all, but he grew up in a house that had shit going on, and he was in Buffalo Paranormal Society. That's north of here, about an hour where the father worked up that way at a Ford plane at night. And Dan found out about it and went here, and he already had a house payment for him and his family up in Buffalo. Expensive house, and he knew he was crazy, because how can you afford your house payment? Especially when you go to the bank and you have no fucking plans to rent it, you have nothing, you have no more income, and you want to take on this extra house bill. But I think it was low enough. He got the loan and ended up saving the house. And then membership stuff is you pay. I think there's one thing that you can pay $1 a month, and there's something else that you pay $100 a month, and it goes toward all the renovations and the upkeep, blah blah, electric, you know. And then they rent it out to groups during the week that someone will give the tours, and then they also rent it out to people overnight. But Dan only does the overnight with people that he trusts. You know, you never know what kind of people are going to come in. And Dan met me through Paul, because I met Paul. I had originally found out about paranormal about maybe in 2015 or so, and I saw something online. I always watched it. There was a live stream. Nights and weekends, it'd be a live stream. Nate, you know, 2 nights a week. One of them might be Saturday, one might be Wednesday. And I'm like, okay, so, you know, I was watching it. And I met people and stuff. And then in one of the night streams, Paul got on. I had already found out what books were written on the place through I found out about those books and I read them. Oh my God. I mean, it blows other Amityville. I mean, I don't know, there was a lot of people killed that they know of. But this place is, oh my God, there's years and years and years of people being tormented that many people witness. It's not just some woman, Claire, claims that there's so many that nobody wants to ever talk about it, because so they just think it's going to start happening to them again wherever they live. You know, they don't want to think about it, they don't want to talk about it, they don't want anything to, you know, they don't want to remember what they went through, you know, as a visitor here or as somebody who lives here. Anyway, yeah, those memberships, anyway, so I so after me, Paul was in chat one night, and I remember his name was Paul Henry, I read it like 6 times by then, and I'm like, and I look over and I'm like, no fucking way. Clara is so on those things. I didn't know she was alive. I didn't know, and then I'm like, that sounds familiar. But she just showed up. This isn't somebody that is of importance with this house, isn't it? Because nobody else was here in December and went to the horror, was here at the exorcism in December. Apparently there was not an exorcism in 1920. Church archives being part of it. They didn't go there. Anyway, but Paul was there in the 70s, or some kind of I call it cornball chat that I opened the line with, and I'll be damned if he didn't respond. And that's how I met him. And then I always I didn't even know they rented out the house. I didn't know if the house was even still standing. When I was, well, no, I did know because it was on the live stream. But I mean, I didn't know they rented it out because they didn't advertise that on the live stream. Like on Saturday nights, I might watch it till 3 in the morning, Sunday morning, because it was 8-hour stream. That's why I watched a lot, and then got a lot of friends through that paranormal group. Met thousands of people, but you ended up only being friends with a couple of them after the fact. Then they stopped that stream because Facebook started charging or something, so they stopped doing that. But anyway, that's how I was introduced to Dan, and then through Paul, and so I'd come up here, and of course Dan wants to meet who it is that Paul's talking about, that Dan is supposed to trust for an overnight. So I think he came down and talked to us for a little while. Felt confident and went home. And then I went to see him back a few times. But sometimes when you hear absolutely nothing happens, and that's what Claire said in her book. She said you can go for a week or 3, and there'll be nothing, and then all hell breaks loose. So it's just, it's just the luck of the draw or whatever. Because when it's bad, I mean, it's oh my God, it's mentally horrifying.
I feel like it has to have a certain amount of energy for things to happen.
Yeah, and the entities like younger people, and I think that's why the older couple didn't have much going on, because they can't seem to get the energy they need from older people. Mm-hmm. But they allegedly can from younger people. And one of the girls was, well, 2 of the girls were badly affected. The boy was a little bad, he was older, but Mary, she was the youngest one. She was 7 or 8, right in that age, probably 4. So that one wasn't affected so much. It was 12-year-old. Started being 14 or 15, and then when they moved out, he was probably 19. We went into service, went down to the bus stop, and they take you to another town, and then you get on another bus, and then you give your life to the service. You got out of here right away. Then one of the daughters went to California and got married to Tim, Paul's buddy. But he was something. Oh, he was in the service too. I think he got stationed in California or something. And then she got married when she was 16. And they're still together today. Mm-hmm. I think that's Beth, the oldest one. But she was 2 years younger than Mike at the time. And then Laura was the one that was affected the most by the house. They were swimming in the pond, and another girl and her were swimming. I don't know. A neighbor girl lived up on a hill or something. I don't know. They came over and they were swimming in the pond. The pond wasn't like this at all. It was all sandy edges. You know, the water was clear. You know, it was much different. Now it's all grown up. There's weeds and debris and shit in there. Anyway, so when Laura's in the pond, you know, they were talking about what are they going to do when they get older. They're both young. And Laura says, "Oh, I don't need to do anything. I've seen everything in life anyway. I'm going to die young." And the girl that was with her said her eyes were bad eyes. And she was talking to her. And they were walking, you know, neck deep in the water, bobbing up and down. And she said her eyes were big bad eyes. Then there was 1 to 3 ladies that would, I guess, be prancing around on that side of the dancing around on that side. I thought it was this side, but then that road that you can travel if you go straight up instead of turning, Clara called the Camp Road. There was always your Gregorian chant and stuff up there, but it was a horrifying feeling to go up there, which I find interesting. Gregorian chant is churchy stuff, but it was like mimicking Gregorian chant, and then it would turn like evil. Because Gregorian chant is, I first thought it was real spooky sounding, but it's supposed to be churchy stuff. And if you ever have a problem with your house, you're supposed to play Gregorian chant. You can play it real low volumes. The ghosts don't like it, so then it's supposed to be no problem. But so you gotta, stage and all that crap. I don't know. Everything's a rumor. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. That's what I heard. I never heard it.
It's more so for you, not
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then they say pour salt around the house or some shit. I'm like, oh, brother.
Pouring salt in water and putting it into the water. That's more effective.
What does that do?
It's more for protection.
Well, I don't think Clara used, I don't think they had all that crap in the 70s. But they didn't do the exorcism right. There was, you really can't exorcise a house anyway. You can only really exorcise people. So it should be called a cleansing, not an exorcism. You apparently can't do that on a material thing. You can only do that on people. I never did that until I started reading up on this stuff. It's like, yeah, so many things about religion and stuff that I never knew. So I started looking into it. When you read different people and, put all of their books together and all of their, opinions together, then you get your own good idea of, like with exorcism, that you can't. Well, you can do you can do an exorcism on a house, but it's not the same verbiage that's used on a person. It's not the same, so it's more like it's more like cleansing. But yeah, she loved it here, despite the horrific times that there were. I find that very hard to wrap my head around, because when it's bad, you don't even want to come back. It's like the renters that were here. They fucking leave and never look back. Leave everything. Lights on, you name it, just go. Unbelievable. That was about 10 years worth. A lot of those people, they don't want anything to do with it. They don't want to, because this shit's all online. I mean, anybody that, should be able to come across it sooner or later. Or look up the place where they used to live, people care. I don't know. People move around so much. Where they used to live, so, people meet up. They don't care, they don't care. But most of the people that they can find, they hang up on you. They don't want nothing to do with it. It's so funny that they all are like this thing. That they're like horrified. And it is horrifying. I was here once by myself, and I know. I mean, I wasn't horrified till I had made the decision. I think I should just leave instead of sleep over another. It'd be like tonight. And I had coffee all day, and I'm wired. It's fucking 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. on a Thursday morning when I'm supposed to leave, or Wednesday morning when I'm supposed to leave, whatever day it was. And I'm like, why should I just go lay down now? I'm wired. I'm wide awake. I can make this trip all the way home with as wired as I am. You know, I'm driving by myself. Pouring rain out. It was horrible. Yeah, that makes it worse. And then when I made the decision, I'm just whoa, the house did its thing. It was, I could feel it. It was just like horrifying just to be in there. And that wasn't my anxiety. I was on pills, and I made a conscious decision, educated decision on my own. And that was the trip that I left a day earlier than I should have, and I didn't want my dog to be away from my dog X amount of time, and I'm like, I almost got it infected already. I haven't got much more to take the rest and just go and get home. You know. Yeah, I've done that. Maybe for other people all around here to handle. But I mean, it was pitch black out, pouring rain, lightning, thunder. I mean, it couldn't be any worse of a ambiance around you. You know, it's horrible. And got that new car, and I'm like, get in. I had the damn thing running, and I had the headlights facing towards the door, so you walk up to the car door, and you couldn't see 2 feet further down the car. It's black. It's very black out. There's no stars, no nothing. It's very black out. You can't see shit. You know. And that was the important. Like, what's up with this black shit? You know, I didn't grow up that way. I grew up in, between Milwaukee and Chicago, and the sky is always lit up from the nearby town. It's dim, but it's lit up, yeah. I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
You go outside. Yeah, it's dark, but it's not. Oh my goodness! Like the same way. There's no big cities around there. Up there, there's one. God, I remember that one. And you guys, when I went up there, I think I had been up there before that. And I remember that the air was so much better than Milwaukee, Chicago. I'm like, why in the hell would anybody want to live over there? You know, jet fuel and cars. It's just horrible. But it's dark in Montana too. It's flat. You seeing bears or monsters or some shit. I don't know what it was. And I'm trying to get anybody else to even pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm like, can somebody help me look up there? Because she said, I don't want to get a little tent. Ain't going to do nothing. There's a freaking bear running around. Shit, you have to get in the truck. And you might not even be safe in there. They could probably fucking see those open. Yeah. I mean, if somebody sees something, we all got to look. They didn't act like they gave a shit. And I'm like, geez, you people. Not you. You were the reporter. So I wanted your brother, because you had to look. They acted like they didn't give a shit. I got to get a soda. I don't know which door is open. This front door. Yeah, so this place is like definitely hell. know that they do not know their estimate ground with what's going on. So they're going to be, unless you have the range, it's some record. Now, what they call your spot. I got it down. I gotta sell my truck. I have to sell my crap. There's no sheriff kind of a thing. I know my mom had tons of old half dollars and home not and just lucky in a room. And when I went in there to look for it, that's what she said, yeah. To her hip, and she could have been on disability level, getting checks from the government. But instead, she took a loan out on the house in the bank. She sold her stuff. I don't know if she sold her diamond ring, but all of her expensive coins and the things. I don't know if she gave those to the kids before she died. I don't know, but I only know there's not. So she took care of business before she died, because she knew she was going to die. I told her she said that. Doctor told me she what was it, 4 months to live. And I was letting her walk here. And so she got rid of the stuff. That's my estimate. It's going to take 100 stuff. So you have to start selling now. Take pictures of your shit, score it how you want, put a price on it, get that on Facebook, whatever. I don't care what you're selling now. Put it on everything. Put it on all your stuff. Whatever you can get it on. Just get it, sell it, get some money for it while you're here. Because you need money to live. That's that. It's a bunch of money. everyone, they have the knowledge of what stuff is worth after you die. And then all that work you didn't know how to put it down will just be wasted. If you kill it now, you'll at least be able to recoup some of that money that you spent and live. And you're giving to them while you're alive. Now, if I don't see what this would make. And you're being able to survive. So, you should do that stuff. All this stuff. So, because you guys have I'm just an outsider. So, yeah, that's fucking down between more. I don't know where to run. I thought I'd move closer to these spook people. Because you scare everybody, so if I'm closer to them, they get scared away from me. Such a beautiful day. I could lay out on a lawn chair. One of those, lay down lawn chairs.
Yeah.
Because I brought one up when I was here by myself. It was in May. No, it was the beginning of June. Oh, it's beautiful. So many deer were in the yard back then. It was so cool. Yeah, they just had another event here not too long ago. That's probably why all the people come. Why they would have left. Wow. But, I think it was probably not the week before, and then the day before they had. I don't know what we got here on Sunday. It was supposed to be open Sunday because the if all you're going to do is sleep. I could see if you had 6 investigations to finish up, fine, that's one thing. But I was done with that. And, yeah, I guess as Claire was here, they had all kinds of parties in the backyard. Having people over, like 20 or 30 people here visiting, you know, for like a birthday. They used to have a birthday cake, and I think they'd have 12 or 15 names put on it, and the bakery would just shake their head. Like, this is fucked up. You know, talk about being cheap, you know, and have one birthday party in like July for everybody that has a birthday, you know, summer and fall, whatever, around the same time. You do one. But no, people I know, every fucking weekend is another fucking birthday party. I'm like, you know, you could have two eclairs. And anyway, you could have hot dogs with it. They had it with nothing. Whatever that feels people up to $60 lobster for one fucking person. Grilling out, oh, people coming and going. Yeah. Having a blast. Road just comes for miles and miles around. Friends coming over, everybody's coming and going. In and out of the house, gotta go to the bathroom. Oh my God. And then other times when it's quiet. No, a lot of people don't like quiet. No, they're so wrapped up in what they gotta do. You know, and I get that. You gotta go to work, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Like I'm stopping life. You know, but stopping, you know, stopping work for a while because just sit here and there's nothing here. You know, I'm not here for the hobby. I'm just here for the Clara story. One of the daughters had a birthday, and that was the one who died earlier. I think she had angels or something. At the time, they were giving those massive poison cakes to everybody. I don't know what the hell they were, but they had all this stuff put after the month. Every guy, and she said more than she should have, just like Frank did. And she died at like 33. The son hit that, was in a car wreck, went to the vacation on the side. That when he was 40, 45. And then he went to the service with left here, and then got on that, and nuclear science or some shit. Now I was at a grocery store or something. I think it's just one of those parking stops or something outside after he bought stuff. And fell down. I don't know if it was a stroke or what it was. They found something that indicated that car wreck by that tree was with them the whole time. Like something in the brain. It wasn't growing or whatever, but there was something in there that was not supposed to be there. Maybe we catch it way back in the 70s. So the mother blamed the house for the son dying. She should blame the house for the daughter dying too. Because the house affected that daughter. Death was affected a little bit too, where she was is it taking over her age? Listening about the topic. That's a funny looking thing I would say. It wasn't her. It wasn't family. When they change, they're just seeing her a funny look on their face all the time. Eyes might be a different color, God only knows what. And that's the 70s, so that was like, they didn't know what to think, other than, what's going on? That's about all they think, and then what are you going to do? Because people still, telling everybody stuff. You're shunned by everybody else in the community that you have to do. Whatever. Mary ended up going to Jared got divorced. In California, got divorced. And I think I don't know if he stayed there and got married to some other lady, but he died. And yeah, it took a toll on the family. There was another family. Somebody had said that maybe it was the Linden or something. Family similar. Same thing. There's a distress between the parents. And kids were having trouble. And they eventually moved out to after Dandy, before the renters. I just find it really strange that another family, very similar. Well, they needed those little rooms for all the kids,
Sure.
I don't like that the bedrooms upstairs are halfway attached to the master. I could see that if you had a baby or something, and then Mary would be good for that. Or have it be a closet or something, but because it's in another room. I didn't grow up with bedrooms and bedrooms and bedrooms. I didn't grow. Everybody had their own door. To a hallway or something. Whatever. You didn't have to go in somebody else's room to go to your room. So if you're being an inky-pinky, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, how you? That just isn't right. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a family similar. I forgot about that. They had the same problem. They just said they had the same problem. The kids were affected. Parents were fighting. Weren't getting along. They helped us out. So, of course, the property goes right back to that owner. And she just sits there and puts another ad in the paper. House for sale. Oh, it's a land contract. You can do whatever you want with the land. You can, build on it, do whatever you want to do. But I own the land. You own everything on it. Well, that's half-ass ownership. That's not what I grew up with. That's they always own it. And that's the smart thing to do because most people will quit, move, die. They won't pay it off, so it goes back to them. Goes back to the way that is so smart. Keep having income coming in. And I don't think they involve banks. I don't think they involve the banks. It out the banks, but they own it forever. And then it just gets willed to all the kids and stuff. And they reap all those benefits. The only problem with that is you can't find anybody quote unquote buy into it. private. But Dan paid it off. Dan basically put the house off right away. So, yeah, he owns it, and they can't take the property. They can't do anything now that he owns it. But she still owns the quote-unquote land, mineral rights, the land, oil fund on it. But they can do anything they want. But there's money to be made from inside the land. That's what it boils down to. Because he bought her out. He made enough money